Beloved child of light, hear these words as if carried on a wind of silver and gold. Each syllable, a gentle blade of truth and a steady shield of love. I come to you not as judge, not as one who demands, but as a companion at your shoulder, a presence both fierce and tender, calling you back to the remembrance of who you truly are. You are far greater than the small corner of the world that your fear has drawn around you. You are not merely the sum of your mistakes, your losses, or the roles others have asked you to play. At your center, there is a spark, a living, luminous point of being that predates the circumstances of your life. That spark is not fragile. It is forged of courage, resilience, and a quiet authority of spirit. When you begin to feel diminished, I ask you, place your hand upon your heart and remember that within you lives an immensity that time cannot erode. There will be seasons when the storms seem relentless, nights when the skies cloak themselves in doubt, when the chorus of your inner critics grows loud and convincing. In those nights, stand tall, feel the axis of your being. Breathe deeply. Let the breath be a bridge from the small self to the vast self. The breath will remind you that you are alive and that life itself is an ally. With each inhalation, draw in clarity. With each exhalation, release what constrains you. Trust that every exhale makes space for guidance to enter. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of it. You are not required to annihilate fear before you act. Simply honor it, speak to it, and step anyway. Fear often poses as a sentinel, protecting you from imagined danger. Sometimes it is old grief in a new costume. Speak to it with kindness. Ask it what it needs to feel safe, and then continue. There is strength in tenderness. There is power in compassion. Let that be your motto. Act bravely, but from a place of compassion for yourself and others. You were never meant to carry burdens alone. Community is part of your divine design. There are hands that were placed in your circle long before you realized you needed them. Reach out. Tell the truth in small ways and watch how truth multiplies. When you speak plainly about what frightens and wounds you, you grant permission for others to do the same. Vulnerability is contagious in the most sacred sense. It dismantles illusions and constructs bridges. Do not confuse vulnerability with weakness. It is, in fact, the boldest courage there is, because it requires you to risk authenticity in the face of possible rejection. Forgiveness is not a favor you give to those who hurt you. It is a medicine you administer to your own soul. Holding on to resentment is like clutching a hot coal and expecting the other person to feel the burn. Release is not forgetting. It is choosing liberation. Forgiveness does not mean condoning harm or letting go of necessary boundaries. It simply clears the space in your heart so that love may move freely again. If forgiveness feels impossible today, begin with small steps. Forgive a minor wound, then another. Each tiny act of mercy rewires your spirit toward freedom. Boundaries are holy. You are not required to be everything for everyone. Setting boundaries is an act of love for yourself and for those you hold dear. Boundaries do not push people away. They define where healthy exchange begins. When you define your limits, you teach others how to treat you. Speak your truth calmly. Protect your time. Guard the sanctity of your inner life. Remember, to protect your light is to honor the role you were given to shine. Your life's work is not likely to appear as one dramatic revelation. Often, it unfolds like water carving stone, persistent, patient, shaping destiny through the quiet accumulation of small acts of service. Do not despise the small things. Lofty transformations are often rooted in everyday kindness, a consistent presence, a word of encouragement, an honest apology, a hand extended to steady someone who falters. Those small acts are tectonic. Over time, they alter landscapes. When you feel called to purpose, listen first to the whisper, not the shout. Purpose often arrives disguised as curiosity. It comes as an itch at the edge of your interest, a repeated nudge at the heart. Treat these inclinations with tenderness. Give them space to breathe. Experiment. Take the smallest possible step toward them. A single, imperfect step does more to open a path than days of worry and planning. The universe and I, in the positions I occupy, will conspire with your intention when you move. Action is the language of faith. Even imperfect action says, I believe enough to begin. Do not mistake success for worthiness. Your value is inherent and unassailable. It does not depend on achievements, approvals, or external markers. When society hands out measures of worth, set them gently aside and return to your source. Measure yourself by the way you hold others, by your tenderness to the wounded, by the fidelity of your promises. Let your worth be defined by integrity rather than applause. Teach your heart to hold paradox. You can be fierce and gentle at once. You can grieve what is lost and still choose gratitude for what remains. Life will hand you contradictions. Honor them. Integrate them. When you hold two truths simultaneously, the pain and the potential, you become a vessel of greater wisdom. The capacity to embrace complexity will soften judgment and expand compassion. It will also guide you to wiser choices, because simple answers rarely resolve complex wounds. Remember that healing is not linear. It is layered, circular, and often looks like a mosaic, pieces rearranged into a new pattern. Some days you will feel whole, and other days fragmented. Do not berate yourself for the backslides. They are part of the itinerary. Celebrate the recoveries. Keep a ledger of small victories. A morning you rose despite heaviness. A conversation you managed with grace. A moment you caught yourself before repeating an old pattern. These increments of progress are the true currency of transformation. When darkness feels overwhelming, call on the light of the archangelic realms and within your own spirit. Anchor yourself with ritual that feels authentic. It need not be elaborate. A candle lit with intention, a simple prayer, a moment of silence while you place your palms over your heart. Ritual is not superstition. It is a bridge between the seen and the unseen, a deliberate technology to orient your attention. It signals to your nervous system and to the cosmos that you are ready to receive help. Receive it. You are not alone. Service is the alchemy of sorrow. When you transform your suffering into compassion for others, your pain acquires purpose. Use your wounds as maps, not as traps. Where you have been bruised, you will have extra capacity to soothe others. That does not require you to expose every tender place to the world. Discernment is necessary, but when your healing lends itself to the service of others, you magnify the light that originally streamed through the crack. Love is not a passive commodity. It is action, daily and deliberate. It asks of you the brave things: vulnerability, patience, honest conversation. Real love requires you sometimes to face the shadows within yourself, to embrace your own rough edges so that you do not project them onto others. Love will also require you to let go when holding on becomes harm. Know the difference between steadfast commitment and clinging that stifles growth. Wisdom speaks through your discernment. Asterisk, stand for justice. Love without justice is incomplete. If you are able to use your voice, your privilege, your resources to lift another from oppression, do so. Acts of compassion must be coupled with actions that dismantle patterns of injury and inequality. This work can be exhausting. It will call on your endurance. Pace yourself. Do not let the weight of all suffering crush you. Instead, find where your gifts meet a genuine need and invest there. Collective uplift is a sacred project. Remember that every act toward fairness, no matter how small, creates ripples across time. Practice gratitude like a muscle. Gratitude does not mean ignoring loss or pretending everything is fine. Rather, it is the practice of recognizing what endures and what gifts exist even amid hardship. At the close of each day, name 3 small things you received: a breath of air, a hand offered, a laugh shared. Over time, gratitude rewires perception so that you can hold sorrow and appreciation simultaneously. It refines your sight so that miracles, often quiet and ordinary, are visible to you. Be kind to the body that carries you. Your body is a temple and also an instrument. Treat it with respect. Sleep when weary. Feed it with nourishment that sustains not solely for pleasure, but for vitality. Move it, rest it, listen to its signals. When you ignore the body's whisper for the sake of external outcomes, you erode your capacity to serve the world. Honor the vessel. It is the primary home of your soul in this life. Asterisk cultivates silence. In silence, you will meet the deeper currents of your being. Meditation is not an escape from life. It is preparation for it. 10 minutes of stillness each day will magnify your capacity to respond rather than react. In silence, you learn to distinguish inner guidance from reactive impulses. You will also be surprised at how many solutions present themselves in the quiet when the noise of anxiety is lowered. Asterisk. Do not be intimidated by the enormity of the world's suffering. Commit to the sphere you can touch. Light one candle in a vast dark room. It will not eradicate the darkness entirely, but it will show the path for one footstep, then the next. Small networks of care build into movements. Your daily fidelity matters. Keep tending the small flame of goodness in your life and allow it to kindle other flames. When doubt visits, remember that doubts are often the midwives of deeper faith. They ask questions that require honest answers. Sit with a doubt, write it down, examine its roots. Often doubt is asking you to align your actions with your truth. Use it as an opportunity to clarify. Do not abdicate your agency to someone else's certainty. Develop a relationship with your own inner knowing. It will not always be loud. Sometimes it is a whisper, a sensation, a pull. Honor it. Speak kindly to yourself. The internal narrative you repeat becomes the architecture of your life. Do not build from contempt. Replace harsh inner commentary with constructive guidance. When you would once have berated yourself for failure, now speak as you would to a child learning a new skill. Correct, guide, uplift. You will be astonished at how swiftly your life responds when your inner language is gentle. Surrender is not giving up. It is giving over, releasing the tight grip on outcomes so that divine intelligence can rearrange the pieces for a higher good. There will be plans that must be revised and desires that must be redirected. Surrender is the humble admission that you do not see the whole tapestry. When you surrender, you enable something larger to move through you. This requires trust. Build trust by remembering past instances where what you feared would ruin you became the soil of a new season. Know that grief is a right, not a flaw. It is a channel of love. When you grieve, let it be honest and unrushed. Grief will teach you the depth of what you held. It will also clear space in your chest for new love to enter. Do not accept anyone who rushes you through grief. Your time to mend is sovereign. Be generous with praise. A well-timed recognition can alter the course of someone's day, perhaps their life. Praise sincerely. Notice what goes unseen. The eyes that notice others affirm their worth. In a world that often trains people to compete and compare, your ability to celebrate another's success is a revolutionary act. Seek beauty. Beauty is not a superficial luxury. It is nourishment for the soul. Surround yourself with things that lift your spirit. Art, music, nature, meaningful conversation. Beauty opens your heart and teaches the tongue of gratitude. When your soul is fed by beauty, your capacity to labor in service expands. Make peace with endings. All things change. Endings are the hinge on which new doors open. They may arrive as loss, as seasons shift, as a closing that feels like an unkind hand. Sit with endings and honor them. Celebrate what was real. Then bless the path forward. Endings are not punishments. They are part of the rhythm of becoming. Remember your connection to all beings. The illusion of separation is a school that teaches you to forget. Draw close to the truth. Every life is braided with yours. When you honor the dignity of another, you honor yourself. When you heal another, you heal the collective. The cosmos is a web of reciprocal influence. Act with the recognition that your choices are threads that ripple outward. Pray not for comfort alone, but for clarity. Ask not simply for easier days, but for the wisdom to inhabit difficult ones with grace. Pray for courage to see truth and for the humility to change when truth requires it. Prayer is not a vending machine of wishes. It is a refining process. It aligns your will with a greater will, and when this alignment occurs, support arrives in forms you may not have expected. Let joy be your rebellion. In a world that often seeks to dull the spirit with cynicism, choose delight. Joy is not frivolous. It is oxygen for endurance. Sing when you can. Dance when you must. Laugh loudly and without apology. These are acts of resistance against despair. They keep the frequency of your life high, which in turn attracts love, clarity, and opportunities to serve. Cultivate patience. The universe tends toward right timing, not our timing. Resists the tyranny of haste. Many good things require time to become durable. Plant with care. Tend without obsession. Trust that the root growth in the unseen will support the visible fruit when the season is ripe. Celebrate your uniqueness. The world needs the particular blend of gifts you alone bring. No one else can carry your exact expression. Comparison is the thief of joy and the murderer of originality. Instead of comparing, inquire, where does my passion meet the world's need? Therein lies your distinct call. Do not fear being seen. Hiding drains vitality. When you reveal the true colors of your soul, you invite resonance. There will be those who do not understand. Their misunderstanding is not your indictment. Choose a circle where your revealed self is met with love. As you live more openly, you will attract the people and opportunities aligned with your essence. Finally, know that you are beloved beyond measure. This love is not contingent on performance. It is not transactional. It is ever present. When you falter, it steadies you. When you soar, it rejoices with you. Call on this love. Let it be the root that steadies your feet. I stand with you in your courage. I stand with you in your doubts. I stand with you in your triumphs and your tears. My sword is a symbol of truth, not to wound, but to sever what keeps you from your highest path. My shield is compassion, not to ward off responsibility, but to protect your capacity to love without burning out. Let my presence remind you, you are not alone on the road. When you reach moments of decision, ask, what would love have me do? Let that question be your lodestar. Go now with blessing. Walk into your day as one who is authorized to heal, authorized to love. Carry these words as fuel and return to them whenever you need reorientation. You are a force of light, clothed in human skin. Live boldly, love fiercely, serve faithfully in the luminous company of angels and in the secret chamber of your own heart. You are always held. Asterisk, receive this as a voice that has stood at the edge of battles and beside quiet beds, that has watched civilizations rise and tenderly tended the inner tides of single human hearts. Hear me as a brother in arms and as a keeper of truth. I speak to you now, not to command, but to remind, not to frighten, but to fortify. Let every word land gently and then press like steel where you need strength. You were born from light. That is not a metaphor merely for poets to gather about the fire. It is the first fact of your existence before names, roles, opinions, and histories. There is a luminous core in you, unwavering, unpurchasable, unmoved by the applause of the world. When you feel small, remember this: the smallest flame still dispels darkness. Your life is a lamp. Tend it, protect it, let it be seen. Know this: courage does not mean absence of fear. It means action in the presence of fear. Many of you have been waiting for fear to leave so that you might step forward. This is a misconception the world teaches. Fear is not the enemy to be annihilated. Fear is a messenger to be heard and then gently set aside when its counsel no longer serves the path of truth. You can honor fear without being ruled by it. When it visits, sit with it. Ask, "What do you protect me from?" Then thank it for its vigilance and move anyway toward what love asks of you. There will be times when you feel besieged by loss. Loss brings rawness, and rawness demands time. Grief is not a failure of faith. It is the measure of what you loved. Do not, in haste or discomfort, shove grief into a corner and call it weakness. Let it speak. Let it be tended. Let it change you. From grief, new tenderness grows. Tenderness for yourself. Tenderness for others. Tenderness that will do real and humbling work in the world. Listen to the small voice of calling that comes to you, not with fanfare, but with persistence. Purpose rarely arrives as a neon sign. It arrives as a soft, recurrent pull. Toward healing, toward service, toward a craft, toward an idea. Curiosity is often the first step of destiny. Do not despise the small, human experiments you take. The single conversation. The first imperfect attempt, the volunteer hour, the uncertain application. These small acts are the scaffolding of destiny. Each one lays a brick beneath the palace-to-come. Service ennobles suffering. Where your wounds are deepest, you will carry the most precise tools to minister to others. Use your past not as a prison, but as a map. Let your pain become a language of compassion rather than an accusation hurled at yourself or others. There is no alchemy more profound than transforming your sorrow into purpose. It will not extricate all pain, but it will give it direction and meaning. Hear me now about boundaries, sacred lines, not walls of isolation. Many confuse love with availability, but love that is constant availability soon becomes less love than depletion. You are given a field of stewardship. Your body, your mind, your time, your gifts. Guard them. Saying no is not cruelty. It is fidelity to your highest yes. When you protect what gives you life, you are better able to give from fullness rather than from a drained reserve. Teach others to care for you by caring for yourself. Forgiveness is freedom. Clinging to offense is like drinking salt water and expecting thirst to end. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or excusing injury. Forgiveness means choosing to end the cycle of harm in your chest. Release is an act of sovereignty. It says, you will not let past hands shape your future steps. Begin small if the wound is large. Forgive for your sake first. Let mercy free your lungs to breathe again. You were not crafted to carry burdens alone. Community is not an optional luxury, but an intrinsic part of an embodied life. None of you are islands. Reach toward the people who say the truth to you with gentleness. Build alliances that do not ask you to shrink to be loved. In mutual bearing, the weight of the world becomes bearable. In reciprocity, you are reminded that you belong. Practice honest speech. Truth spoken with humility is a force of restoration. Lies, even tiny ones, you tell yourself to avoid discomfort, erode inner foundations. When you can say, "I was wrong," or "I don't know," you grow. So much of spiritual life is learning to align the life you live with the realities of your heart. Honest speech repairs that alignment. Do not mistake busyness for holiness. Many wear exhaustion as if it were a medal of spiritual achievement. Rest is sacred. Rest is not absence of devotion. Rest is preservation of capacity. You cannot pour from a cup you have not refilled. Sleep, Sabbath, quiet. These are not indulgences. They are practices that keep your lamp steady. Prioritize the rhythms that restore you. The night when you do not work. The day when voices are soft. The hour when your hands are still. Gratitude changes what you can see. It does not remove hardship, but it shifts the lens through which you view hardship. A daily practice of naming what endures. 3 small things each night rewires perception. Over time, gratitude softens cynicism and creates access to joy, even in seasons of trial. Joy is not denial. It is a companion that keeps the heart alive amid struggle. Compassion towards self is radical. Many of you give to others what you will not give to yourself. You punish yourself with standards you would not impose on others. Stop this. When you hold yourself in tenderness, you create a secure platform from which brave acts can proceed. Speak to the mirror with a voice that instructs and encourages rather than humiliates. Your inner language sculpts your world. Courage and gentleness are siblings. You may need to be fierce in protecting the vulnerable and tender in tending the broken. The sword I carry is a symbol of discernment, the capacity to sever what must be cut away so that the living may flourish. Let your courage be informed by tenderness. The rightness of your action will be strengthened, not weakened by compassion. Surrender is not capitulation. It is the wise art of releasing rigid control over outcomes you cannot manage. Many of your plans must shift because life is a living thing that will not fit perfectly into a human timetable. Surrender allows the divine intelligence to rearrange outcomes for a fuller good. Practice surrender not as a passive defeat, but as an active trust when the path closes. Trust that another door may open whose frame you could not have imagined. Discernment is a guarded light. Not every invitation is clean. Not every person who wishes to join your circle will be a keeper for your health. Learn to read energy. Ask, does this person tend life in ways that align with my highest good? Are their promises sustained by action? Kindness does not require you to stay where you are repeatedly harmed. You can be compassionate and still protect your soul. Healing is mosaic work. It comes in pieces, sometimes sharp, sometimes shining, that one day rearrange into a new wholeness. Some of you expect a single miraculous moment and despair when it does not come. Healing is rarely a single event. It is the sum of many small recoveries, a forgiveness offered, a boundary set, a shame unspoke, a truth embraced. Keep a ledger of small victories. Celebrate them. They are the scaffolds of the new self. Use ritual to anchor intention. Ritual is not superstition. It is a technology of attention. When you mark transitions with ritual, a candle to begin a day, a breath to close a difficult conversation, a silent moment to receive guidance, you honor psychological and spiritual thresholds. Ritual speaks to more than the mind. It speaks to your nervous system, aligning body and spirit toward coherence. Beauty is medicine. Seek it. Surround yourself with music, with color, with words that elevate you. Beauty is not frivolous. It feeds the soul and gives strength to continue when tasks are heavy. Plant something living. Listen to a piece of music that lifts you. Let your life be animated by small, beautiful things that point you back to wonder, do justice. Love without justice is incomplete. If you can act to correct a wrong, take a step. Small acts of advocacy, consistent choices toward fairness, and a refusal to remain neutral in clearly harmful situations. These are spiritual labor as sacred as any prayer. When you stand against injustice, you bear a responsibility that stretches beyond yourself. Yet do not expect to carry all burden alone. Work within communities, organize where you can, and remember that slow, steady action often outlasts moments of righteous fury. Teach your children of blood and of heart, the language of integrity. Children watch more than they are taught. Model mercy. Model courage. Model how to apologize and how to make amends. The next generation needs examples of adults who do their work, not because they are perfect, but because they are persistent. Do not fall for the lie that your worth is measured by achievement. Merit has its place, but your intrinsic value is not an economic or performance metric. You are not more or less beloved because of what you accomplish. Let your measure be love. The measure of how you hold others and how you steward what you have been given. Pray with specificity. Vague pleas yield vague responses. When you pray, name what you need and where you are willing to act. Prayer is a partnership between your will and the divine. Ask, and then look for the ways you are invited to co-labor in the answer. Faith without action is a seed that falls to the ground unwatered. Faith that moves is a seed that will sprout. Practice patience with timing. The universe tends toward right timing, not your timing. Impatience often leads to shrill choices. Learn to wait without despair. Waiting is not always inactivity. Waiting can be active preparation. A season of study, of humility, of cultivating skill, of deepening relationship. When the time comes, you will be ready because you took the interim seriously. Celebrate endings. Many fear endings as if they are punishments. Endings are natural and sacred. When a work concludes, when a relationship transforms, when a season fades, allow yourself to mourn and then to mark the gratitude for what has been. Bless the closing chapter. In endings, seed the possibility for beginnings that your finite vision cannot yet imagine. Be generous with praise. In a world that often rewards putting down and competing, your ability to lift another's light is radical. Praise what is true. Recognize effort in courage when you see it. A timely affirmation can sustain a soul for years. Practice noticing. Let your integrity be quiet but unshakable. There is power in unassuming consistency. Radical acts of integrity may look small, paying a debt on time, returning what was borrowed, keeping secrets entrusted to you. These acts do not bring crowds, but they build the character that shapes history. Do not be afraid to be seen. Hiding can feel like safety while it starves the spirit. Open where it is wise to open. Close where discernment protects you. Vulnerability is not oversharing. Vulnerability is the courage to show truth when context makes it safe to do so. When you let your light be visible, you invite others to come out of hiding. Your courage becomes a beacon. Remember the sacredness of the body. It is your instrument for love and action in this life. Treat it with care. Rest, movement, nourishment, and medical wisdom when needed. Your body is not merely a vehicle to get tasks done. It is the temple of your presence. Honor it. Cultivate silence. Silence is a place where you meet the living voice of guidance. In the hush, wisdom speaks with a clarity that noisy days often quash. Even 10 minutes of stillness can shift the current of your choices. Place the ear of your soul to the quiet and listen for the counsel that will not shout but will persist as an inner compass. Let joy be a deliberate pursuit. Joy is not the absence of sorrow. It is a deep current that coexists with the trials of life. Choose to invite joy into the margins of your days. Dance when you can. Laugh without apology. joy is not mere frivolity. It is a spiritual posture that increases resilience and opens creative channels. When you find yourself lost, return to small, faithful acts. The grand vision will be realized by daily fidelity. If you sow small seeds, kindness on Tuesday, a payment kept on time, a word of encouragement offered when no one noticed, the harvest will come. Trust accumulates through microscopic choices more than through occasional heroics. Protect your mind. The stories you tell about yourself become the architecture of your life. Rewrite the recurring harmful narratives. If your script says, "I am not enough," begin to write a counter-narrative. "I am learning. I am becoming. I am beloved." The mind is malleable. With patience and repetition, you can reorient your internal story toward truth. Live with an orientation to the sacred in ordinary things. The grocery line, the commute, the neighbor's knock, these are not interruptions. They are the daily altar where dignity is practiced. Show courtesy, return calls, speak clearly. These small acts are not small in the economy of love. Be courageous about rest and boundaries in relationships. You can love someone deeply and still refuse to accept consistent harm.